Today we are out here at the historic and beautiful Fort Reno, just west of El Reno, Oklahoma, and it's also home to one of the USDA research centers. And joining me is Ann Marshall, who is the Education Director for the BlueSTEM AgriLearning Center. Thank you so much for having us out here. So you guys are a STEM project, right, that gets involved in the community. Tell me a little bit about your reach.
Well, we started this program in 2015 in conjunction with the USDA, and the idea was that they really would like a STEM center in this area. And so we started, and it's grown into a huge program. We service at least 4 high schools around here, as well as other smaller elementary, middle school kids. They come out here and we do station rotations. But our high school program is probably our stellar program. And they actually get AP credit through their high school. They are here. They get to work with USDA scientists and do primary research. Wow. So it's an amazing program that has grown exponentially in the last 9 years.
And you guys cover all sorts of science. Let's talk about some of the sciences that you cover and the partnerships that you have.
Okay. Well, we have a complete aquaponics system in our basement, but our biggest thing is that we really try to partner with people in the community. And so a few years back, we received a STEM designation that was because of our partnerships with the Canadian County Master Gardeners, with the USDA, with Redlands Community College, and other entities, as well as school systems in this area.
Very good. And I know one of those partnerships is with the Canadian County Master Gardeners. Yes. Tell us a little bit about how you're utilizing the garden.
Okay, so we have a vegetable garden, which Carolyn Balson helped us start, and our students are involved in that, and they learn how to preserve food. They learn how to can, how to pickle, how to make jellies, and then they take it to our local farmers market, and that is on Wednesday and Saturday, and they sell it. And so it's kind of a full circle where they learn how to do a business as well as, food preservation.
Well, if you don't mind, I'm going to go check out the garden.
Okay, fantastic.
Thank you so much for sharing this with us.
Yes, absolutely.
Hi, Janet. How are you?
Hi, Casey. Hi.
It's so good to see you be back here.
In Canadian County?
Yes, it has been a while, and you guys have been busy bees out here.
We really have. We are so excited to have you and Oklahoma Gardening come out and take a look at our pollinator garden.
Tell me a little bit. So we're in the vegetable garden here, too. So
and I don't do a lot of the vegetable work, but the Master Gardeners did help with this. At one time, this was nothing but Bermuda grass, Johnson grass. And we convinced the ladies, please go with raised beds. So last year, that's what we did. We got these raised beds. One of our Master Gardeners, Roy McMullen, came out and did a workshop showing everyone how you start a raised bed.
And you utilize different things, tubs and water troughs. I love it. So anything that holds soil.
The ladies asked for a lot of donations, and this is what they got, and this is what we used.
This is fabulous. But
yeah, it's wonderful.
But I know what's really dear to your heart is this pollinator garden. So let's talk about this. This is beautiful, and I feel like we hit it at the prime time.
We did.
Well, it probably looks this way all the time, right?
We started this in 2020 with about 8 volunteers, and this was nothing but Johnson grass.
Wow.
And so we divided it up into 4 quadrants because we knew that would be easier for us to take care of. This is our monarch garden. So we have a lot of milkweed here and nectar plants for the adult monarchs.
I love the Tithonia,
I do too,
Mexican sunflower.
That is a great nectar plant. Over here, we had to have a special garden for our eastern black swallowtail. That's our state butterfly. So we have a lot of fennel and nectar plants for them.
All right.
We'll come out here, and this will be loaded with chrysalises and caterpillars. So there's
a lot
of
little art in there too.
Bless her heart, that is Betty BlueSTEM.
Okay.
And my husband Martin made her for our. We hosted the state conference last year.
Right, the Master Garden State Conference.
And this garden was part of the tour. And he made that for me. And this is a man who has trouble nailing a picture on the wall. But he did this, and it was wonderful.
Well, it looks like you have a few more, the Gaillardia and the
We
Blue
do.
Grandma in here.
We had to have Oklahoma State wildflower, the Gaillardia. So we had to have plenty of those. We've got something for everything, for every type of pollinator. When we started the garden, we knew that we wanted a pollinator garden, and we wanted a diverse pollinator garden. So the plants that we selected with Patty Ingram helped me. The plants had to be drought tolerant.
Okay.
They had to grow in the worst kind of dirt you can imagine. So this is the third year for all of this, and you know what they say, first year the garden sleeps, second year it creeps, third year this garden is leaping.
It is leaping indeed. And you've got some pollinators visiting us right now.
That's our eastern black swallowtail.
So what are these two? You kind of have designated, obviously the pollinators go all over, but you kind of designate
Okay, this one, we've got a lot of our native grasses like BlueSTEM, switchgrass, blue grama grass.
Okay.
And some of the native prairie plants, like this is a rattlesnake master. That's a beautiful
it's a big
plant.
one, yeah.
This is our prairie sage. This is one of our only native sages in Oklahoma.
And I love that it gives you that blue color in the garden, right?
I love that. Over here, because we were closer to the water fountain, we put in some plants that needed a little bit more water, like ironweed, little Joe Pye weed, slender mountain mint. So that's that. We have a lot of goldenrods that'll be coming up too.
And some asters coming on later on too, I imagine.
Yeah.
Well, it's smart making use of your kind of microclimate because you're by the spigot there that sometimes your water drains out a little
We
bit.
just put it right in there and let those that need the water take it.
So Jana, I see some spiral gardens here.
We are so proud of these spiral gardens. Originally, this whole area was laid out with a brick walkway.
Okay.
And when we redid the garden, we had all that extra brick. And so I said, well, let's build some spiral gardens. So everybody said, sure, yeah, let's do this. So the first one we started, this is our Native American spiral garden.
This one here? Okay.
And it's planted with plants that were native to this area that were important to our Native Americans. And so we've got the white sage, the blanket flower, and the butterfly weed. Then over here, Carolyn Balson suggested we do one with the herbs that our settlers would have brought with them as they traveled the country. And so these are all herbs that were brought from England and other parts of the country, Asia.
Oh, interesting.
The lady that made us a sign that tells what each plant is for, what their cooking purposes would have been, medicinal and ceremonial. So, yeah, we're very proud of this.
And then you have a third garden over here.
We do.
Gardens just keep growing around here, don't they?
And I have plans for next year. But when we finished this, we had this area, and I thought, okay, they have beehives, and so let's make them a bee garden.
Okay.
So we planted a lot of plants here that are not necessarily native, but that the European honeybee likes, and that's what they've got. So we planted a lot of blue Russian sage.
Well, it's just beautiful.
Thank you.
You guys have put a tremendous amount of work into this garden. Is it on irrigation, or tell us a little bit about? Obviously, a lot of these are native. So.
They are. We planted native plants, and a lot of those will have the roots will go down 6 foot. So my husband and I have been watering these, but we only come out like maybe once a week if it needs it.
Okay.
So we hand water.
So they're doing pretty well out here in western Oklahoma conditions.
And the reason I like to come out here and hand water is because I get to come out and hear the roar of the bees and see all the butterflies, and I love it out here.
Well, it is not only a very active garden for all of the education, but it's also active with pollinators. Thank you so much for sharing this
Casey,
with
thank
us
you.
today.
And I just want to thank all my volunteers who have helped all these years. Yeah, you guys are great.
We hope you enjoyed this video as part of our Oklahoma Gardening YouTube channel. You can also find even more videos on the OK Gardening Classics YouTube channel. And join us on social media for great gardening tips, photos, and discussion.